EFI Global is environmental and forensic investigations. So the UK team is set up building on the experience and success of the USA team, which has been in existence for over 40 years. So our two main areas of responsibility are environmental investigations and forensic investigations. I'll explain forensic investigations, which include forensic engineering as well as fire investigation. The forensics team investigates events such as fire, escapes of water, liquid or oil, or structural, mechanical or electrical defects, which can come about either during construction, during repairs, or even during decommissioning of buildings or works at any type of facility. We look at the cause of the event, the nature and extent of the damage, and we can advise on repair options as required. For example, in the fire investigations, after the fire is extinguished, the source of the fire must be investigated, and our experts are very experienced in locating and determining what has happened. Loss adjusters have to establish if policyholders are covered based on the cause. So if in doubt, that's where the forensic investigators come in to help. We provide an independent service. We are obligated to provide technical, completely unbiased opinion based on factual evidence and our experience. The scientific method is the way that we determine the cause of an incident, and we're led by the actual factual evidence. Our investigators are experienced in their fields and all have given evidence in arbitrations and court proceedings. In a situation where there might be a burst water main or water pipe, we can investigate the properties affected to establish if there was a defect in the pipe itself, or whether this damage was localized, or perhaps whether there was a poor installation method that led to the actual incident. Following the escape and when the water has been taken away, we can also investigate whether there were any damages to the building, whether that was structural damage or foundation damage resulting from the actual incident.
As a loss adjuster, I received instructions from insurers to investigate a claim following a major fire at a restaurant in Manchester. The restaurant had only recently opened following construction of a new building. There were a number of parties potentially involved: a landlord, a restaurant owner, builder and fit-out contractors, and I was instructed by the insurers of one of the contracting parties. Now, a prompt response and evidence gathering is crucial in determining the cause of the fire and ultimately establishing legal liability. And to help us with those inquiries, it's necessary to bring in forensic investigators. So I made a referral to Sedgwick EFI forensic team. I hadn't worked with them before, so it was a bit of an unknown. I briefed Mark Barr of EFI on the background to the job and what was required. Mark made a site visit the next day. It was technically a very detailed investigation, but Mark's doing a great job of getting to the bottom of what's happened to cause the fire. Clearly has a vast experience of fire investigation which has been brought to play. As we'd been brought in late, we were instructed by insurers a couple of days after the event, so other parties had already been on site. Mark made sure to get full access to the site and investigate the potential cause of the fire as quickly as he could. The investigation was not only in Manchester, but it was elsewhere in the country as well. We had to have meetings on the south coast, in London and in Birmingham. So Mark has been flexible enough to be able to make those inquiries and travel where was needed. And he's been actively involved in meetings with the insurers and their appointed solicitors, and his advice and recommendation has been very well received. This is an ongoing investigation that may take some time to finalise, but I've been really pleased with the way that Mark has supported me, and we're more than happy to use his service again.
The EFI Global team are happy to discuss claims on an informal basis as the urgency and incident and damage arises. We understand how important these first initial stages are, and it's much better for us to be instructed as early as possible. So we're happy to review any sort of documents or photographs you may have, even for preliminary advice before the formal instruction.